There are a lot of places you can go to enjoy the great outdoors and get away from the big city. Whether you choose the forest, river, mountain, canyon, lake, or desert, this great country offers them all, and I want to see as many as I can. Now, I'm no survival expert. I just love getting outdoors to go hiking, camping, fishing, or just exploring. I don't own a bass boat, and I don't have a fancy RV. You see, I believe we've lost the thrill of enjoying the great outdoors on foot. I'm Almal, and I hope you'll join me for an outdoor adventure. Hey folks, Almal here on Tonto Creek, just outside of Payson, Arizona. Tonto Creek is a ice-cold, spring-fed creek that spills right off the Mogollon Rim. In this area, just east of Payson, about 15-20 miles, you have a lot of spring-fed creeks. Most all of them hold trout, some of them more than others. And today I'm going to be fishing Tonto Creek and also Horton Creek, which I'm going to backpack into Horton Creek a little bit later. So I'm Almal, and I hope you'll join me for an outdoor adventure. This section of the Tonto National Forest, just east of Payson, Arizona, is a beautiful stretch of country, laden with pine trees, spring-fed, clear, cold-running creeks, and plenty of hiking and fishing and camping. Today, I'll be hiking part of the Highline Trail. The Highline Trail is over 40 miles long. Following the Mogollon Rim, the Highline Trail crosses numerous spring-fed, trout-laden streams, just like Tonto Creek. There's two brown trout right there. There's one right there, center screen. There's one right there, center screen. Horton Creek, Horton Spring, right up there. Brown trout stream. There's about 3 or 4 fish in this little stretch of water. Very clear, very wide open. Might be difficult to catch. From there, things really drop off and go downhill. Alright folks, I'm here at Horton Creek, Horton Springs actually, which is just upstream from my position here, my location. And this is really the headwaters of Horton Creek. It's a brown trout stream, and I came down the Highline Trail, which is back this way. The Highline Trail comes right across the creek and continues on. From here, Horton Trail follows the creek downstream, and that's the direction I'm going to be going to set up a campsite. So it's 3.5 miles from the hatchery parking lot to this location. Great spot for lunch. I've already had lunch, rehydrated, and I'm ready to move on downstream. Folks, Almal here, and I'm at a campsite along Horton Creek. There are numerous campsites. You can see a kind of a dilapidated wiki up over there. Not sure who built that. Looks like it's been here a while, kind of falling apart. But I've got my hammock set up in the background here, and looks to be a beautiful, beautiful night. Tonight's warm. There's a ban on fires right now here in Arizona, so it's just too dry, and it's still pretty windy. So no fire. Stoves are okay, cook stoves. So that's what I'll be using this evening. So caught a couple of trout here in Horton Creek earlier, small browns, and it's getting to be about 5:30. So time to get back in the stream and see if I can catch some more. Horton Creek runs cold, even 2 miles below the initial spring that forms coming out of the Mogollon Rim, and it's picking up a little bit of volume and starting to have some deeper holes, as you can see right here. And there are numerous campsites like this one along Horton Creek. You can tell that this one has been used quite heavily. You know, everything's really packed down with the pine needles, and it's a pretty big site. You know, you could fit 3 or 4 tents here, and even further down you could fit a few more tents. So this is one of the biggest sites here along Horton Creek. It's a Friday evening. I'm kind of surprised that someone isn't here, and that I haven't seen anyone else camping out along the creek. And maybe the fact that you can't have fires right now has deterred some people. But I'm going to enjoy this night and hopefully catch a few more trout, and then tomorrow hike a couple miles downstream to Tonto Creek and do a little bit more fishing there as well. Alright, this is my little kitchen setup for tonight and tomorrow morning, and I wanted to take just a minute and show you a new addition to my backpacking cook set, and it's this bright shiny silver deal that you see right here. And this is called a pot cozy, and I made this out of a dollar store windshield sunscreen that you can buy just about anywhere. Really all it is bubble wrap plastic with a thin aluminum coating on the outside to reflect the sun, and it's the same on both sides. And again, it cost me $1 at the dollar store. Now, I did have to buy some aluminum tape at Lowe's. That was $4, but that roll of aluminum tape will last me a very long time. And with that same sunscreen, I could make pot cozies for 3 or 4 different size cook pots. So the good thing about this is that, yeah, done. The good thing about this is that you can simply bring your meal to a boil, whether it's rice, pasta, anything that you have that's dehydrated food. Simply bring it to a boil with your stove, and then take it off the stove, place it in your pot cozy, put the lid on, and let it sit for about 15 minutes. It continues cooking, and I'm not kidding you, that is still piping hot in there. So it's a great way to save fuel. For example, today there's a fire ban here in this part of Arizona due to the dry weather and high winds. So I'm going to need to conserve this fuel for as many meals as I possibly can. So it probably cuts down the cook time by at least 5 minutes. Normally this pasta recipe called for bringing the food to a boil and low simmer for another 7 minutes. Don't need to do that. Just need to bring it to a boil, take it off, place it in the pot cozy. Alright, and that's just a sleeve that fits around the cook pot, just like that, with a lid. Doesn't really add any weight to your backpack. You can definitely afford to put one in yours, and I just carry the cook pot right inside that. So I'll probably have a short video within the next week or so on actually making one of these. Again, it's very simple. You just need a pair of scissors, magic marker, straight edge, and some aluminum tape, and one of these dollar sunscreens from the dollar store. But right now, I'm going to enjoy this thoroughly cooked pasta with some ham in there. and it's going to be good.